What is up, Scrub fam? How you guys been? And Happy New Year. I'm back with a video. Again, after another short break, of course due to the holidays, spending time with family, and I got myself a girlfriend now, so I have to spend time doing that. So that's fun. But, how you guys been? Did you guys have a good holiday? Post in the comments if you had a good holiday. Shout out to my sponsor, Bearded Collectibles, amazing sponsor, Alec Pastrana. Can't say enough about him. He just opened up his shop this past weekend officially, I believe, so be sure to check it out if you're down in the Florida area. It's supposed to be a big, beautiful store. He's going to have a lot of stuff hooked up, gaming consoles, things like that, so you guys can game out. And then, of course, check out beardedcollectibles.com, the apparel section. You can find a 3XG shirt. Scrub Fam says it on the back. It says hashtag Scrub Fam on the back. Be sure to check it out, as well as the hat, Team Bearded hat. And be sure to get yourself some Bearded Collectibles apparel, as well the shirts. Which you can specialty order larger sizes if you need to. And of course they have all sizes ranging from small to, I think, 4XL if you need to purchase. So, yeah, pretty dope. So, I've been really busy, aside from, living like a normal life that people do occasionally, working and then relationships and friendships and things like that. I've also been testing my behind off for Las Vegas because I'm really trying to make a good showing of the event. So I'm really trying to attack the metagame at a different angle, maybe with an old face, but just some new paint on it. So testing is going really well. I'm narrowing myself down at this point. I think I'm between two decks. I think I'm 90% to play one deck unless something crazy happens in testing when I get to Vegas and get to meet up with the rest of the crew to get a lot of games in and just, uncover more data. But as of right now, I feel really prepared with the choice that I'm making for the event itself, and I feel like the deck is really, really well tuned, and you guys will see that after the event. And that's another thing too. It's been really hard for me to make content because I've been so focused on Vegas and focusing on tuning that one deck, and I can't share that deck with you guys yet because, I don't want people to have access to that information. I'm not saying that it would impact the metagame greatly, but it would. If I expanded upon my thoughts upon it and explained to you my thoughts upon the format and the reason why the deck fits so well in the format, you guys would see that and other people would see that and then go from there. But anyways, so I thought it was time to do a deck profile on a leader that I touched on, in an earlier video, and I wanted to come back to it and go over a new build that I've been messing with and working with and has actually been doing really well in testing because of the things that you're trying to do in this deck versus other decks, and you're attacking, again, decks at different angles. And so we're going to jump into this Vegito deck profile. And so we go to Vegito. Pretty much we just know that he's going to make all your stuff three colors. So you're going to have access to red, blue, and green across the course of the game on both sides of his leader. And then, of course, he has on the backside, because you can mill on the front side. On the backside, once you have 10 Vegeta and Goku in your discard pile, you get plus 5k and double strike for the duration of the turn. And, of course, draw a card when you attack. So what this deck really tries to do is it's definitely like a mid-range deck with a little bit of combo built in, but you're really just trying to get to the point where you're playing lightning speed Vegitos, evolving to rapid repeated force Vegitos, and then doing it relatively easily. Sometimes you can, go nuts with the Union Pataras that each of these have access to, and you really want to play multiple of these per game. Of course, more so these than these, because you'll mill yourself out if you end up having to swing too much. But let's go into the deck itself and my thought process behind the deck. So, for objections, we're really trying to play stuff on our turn that's going to allow us to accelerate our game, and at the same time, when we start getting the rest of the deck, I'll explain the rest of my thoughts upon this. Objection is really good in this format right now with the existence of Cell, and then of course, if you're playing in a format that has Mecha Frieza in it, you have to be able to not necessarily match their ramp, because that's nearly impossible to do. But you need to be able to stay on par with them, and at times, if you can get ahead of them, get ahead. So objection, I think, is really good. Unless you have access to a leader that can reuse energy, because, making your stuff cost cheaper by having access to something that can untap your energy for free so you can keep playing additional cards, that's going to be almost the same exact thing as, having more energy. So since Vegito doesn't have access to that, you have to play objections. 3 assassination plots. This card I'm getting to put into a lot more of my decks lately because with the prevalence of Mecha Frieza means that your removal is oftentimes going to get bloodlusted. And so what I really like doing is playing cards that accomplish something that they can't interact with. An assassination plot is one of those cards. It can kill any number of battle cards your opponent has up to a total power of 30k or less, and it KOs all those cards. So if your opponent has multiple bodies on the table, or if they just have one big body, so even if it's just like a 7-drop Cell, You can play an assassination plot in the deck and, kill that threat, or if they have multiple boos or blockers, you can just wipe them from the table. So I really like assassination plot with Vegito because he fills that spot where you need removal, but at the same time you don't want to be weak to bloodlust. And I've just really enjoyed playing this card in, even though it's not really situational because you can play it whenever you want, but I know you're spending 4 energy on your turn, but blowing up an opponent's board state. So if an opponent has two 15k attackers that they've been attacking with, and you can play one card for 4 energy to kill those two. They invested 6 energy total plus those 2 bodies, so you're getting a 2-for-1, and you're up on the energy exchange, which is really helpful. So I really like assassination plot. The results of training, I'm going with results of training in the Vegito deck. This isn't necessarily something I've been seeing people doing when they play Vegito. They've been going more so for the damage yourself. And what I really like about results of training is that it punishes your opponent for trying to sit you at a life total that's higher than 4. So it's really good in a best of 3 format to play results of training, because once your opponent sees that you play it in game 1, now they're going to be more aggressive against you in game 2 because they really don't want you to flip early by results of training, gating card advantage, and now you have 6-7 life to work with. Plus, you're already a 15k and you're drawing a card every single time you attack. So I really like results of training in this deck, and I really like results of training in the format right now. Again, it just punishes your opponent. Yeah, I play 3. People can think that's heavy, but you really do want to see this card. And once you draw it later in the game, it just becomes blue energy, which is fine because a lot of the stuff that you play is blue. So you'll have access to it, or it's just colorless, which majority of the time is going to be, because you're really going to be tapping your Goku and your Vegetas for energy. 4 Boma God Temperatures. This is just another way to thin out our deck, which is something that you really want to do, so you can start drawing the cards that are going to end up being more gas for you. So this helps thin out the deck by fetching a Whis. I play the Whis as well for additional ramp, and I have played Whis as ramp in my games, because since I do have a way to keep my hand size relatively not high, but I can keep it full, I can play the Whis, get the additional ramp, and really start putting pressure on the opponent, because now I can start playing multiple cards per turn, and now they have to be worried about what I can play on my next turn. So I really like, of course, Bulma fetching Whis. So those cards that just help get cards into your deck, and then again with the upside of ramp. For your 10k boost, just a utility card, of course. For less life, play this, get 10k and draw a card. We go to our Goku and Vegeta package. I have, my thoughts behind this. So 4 Kind Saiyan Son Gokus, really just another way to, again, thin out your deck, be able to search for your different Gokus, especially when you need them. And then, of course, just, again, keep your hand size, you keep yourself at card parity with your opponent, if not gain some sort of card advantage off of it. 4 Bundle Curiosity Son Goku, again, same thing. It's just a cantrip, so play this, draw a card. It just replaces itself, and it's a body on the table that you can combo with. And this helps you get to the game state that you want to get to, where you start building an accumulation of Gokus on the table and get yourself prepared for any sort of future unions that you want to do. 3 Awakening Rage Son Goku, again, it's another form of removal in our deck. This is just going to be another way that we can interact with our opponent if we want to be able to kill multiple threats. Yeah, it's 6 energy, but often I can hit the evolve cost, so just do it for 5 energy, and that ends up saving me a lot, because you can just do this on 5 when your opponent's board state's starting to get out of control, and then kind of keep them in check. So if you don't hit your plot on 4, you'll be able to hit your Awakening Rage Son Goku on 5, and you'll be good to go. 2 God Break Son Gokus. I really just wanted to put in another finisher in the deck that was Goku, because I wanted to have more fetches for Kind Saiyan Son Goku. This card's been amazing in this format right now. A lot of people weren't really thinking about it, but right now the card has just been doing incredible work for me in all my games that I've been playing and all my testing, because of course when you play it, your opponent can't activate counter when you attack, and they also can't activate blocker. So your opponent can't Whis Coercion it, they can't Whis Guard it. Like, there's nothing they can do against this. So once it comes down, if your opponent doesn't Bloodlust it or Crusher Ball it, this is going to get through. And right now, the key to the format is just getting your opponent down to 2 life anyway. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, the difference between 4, 3, and 2 in the different game states. But once you get to 3 life, you really need to protect yourself, because once you get to 2, a lot of times you're within lethal range. And God Break Son Goku, the moment your opponent's at 2, this is kind of just like the home run. I am winning the game. I am playing God Break Son Goku. This game is over. And so I really like God Break in the deck, and of course it fits into our theme of playing Gokus. And you have plenty of opportunities to be able to evolve with this. So you can play this on 4, this on 5, this on 6, and you're in pretty good shape. So our Vegetas, these were picked for particular reasons, and they fulfill everything that we want. So 3 Double Shot Super Saiyan 2 Vegetas, and then, 4 of those, and then we have 4 Raging Attacker Vegetas. So Raging Attacker Vegetas is another form of removal, but both these cards, what makes both these cards so special is that they're Vegetas that can be played on your opponent's turn. So, of course, this one has the upside of having the removal, but even if they cold blood us at whatever, since you're going to have all these Gokus on board, you're going to play these Vegetas defensively a lot of the time. So, unless you can do it offensively and it ends up paying off for you. But once you do that, you now can then Union Potara for 3 to put a lightning speed down, or Union Potara for 5 to put this down. Bingo! Like, alright, so I have these on board, my opponent swings, I'll play either one of these two, and then they either have to get them off the board, or on my next turn, I'm just going to lightning speed Vegito, or I'm going to repeated force Vegito, and then I'm going to have a huge advantage. And then repeated force Vegito is something that I've been getting more and more accustomed to with closing a game out. Because this ability, when this card attacks, it gains plus 5k for each Son, Goku, and Vegeta in your drop area. That's bananas. So the milling 10 and then just dropping this down, a lot of times your opponent can't deal with it. I mean, of course they can negate it. That's fine if they have it. But then now you're going into their turn. They have one less negate, and then you also open yourself up to being able to play this. So you're going to be able to close out the game no matter what. So this is my updated Vegito deck. I really like it a lot. I can tell you that this is not the deck I'm playing in Vegas. You guys can already assume that by now. But the deck itself is really fun. That's really cool to play with. You get to do some unique things in the deck itself. And so far, I've been testing against Cell. I haven't really had a problem with that matchup whatsoever. Been playing against Frieza, not too bad. Just play some games with it, see what it is. Vegito's still a really good leader. Being able to play 3 colors is super helpful, but I just think you have to play the deck differently now, especially when you know the texture of the format and the way the format's working and how energy efficiency and having access to energy is so important. And then, of course, having ways to play cards that your opponent can't interact with is really important too. And then, of course, doing big things on all of your turns. So the fact that you can, as soon as turn 3, do this. Turn 4, do this. Turn 5, do this. Turn 6, do this or this. Like, you need to make sure that whenever your turn 4, 5, 6, and 7 come, you're doing something really impactful. And so this deck really does that and hammers that home. And this card, again, is super underrated in this format. I really like it, especially in best of 3, and I really like it with these leaders that have a hard time awakening, because again, it puts your opponent on some sort of a clock. Like, they either are going to have to do damage to you, or you're going to get a huge advantage by using results of training against your opponent. So what this deck is going to be weak to is, of course, a lot of the hand destruction decks, because again, since you don't have a way to successfully draw cards every single turn, and you have objection in your deck. I mean, you can not play objection, but again, you end up putting yourself behind and you rely on Whis for your ramp. So there's ways that you can keep up with hand destruction, but hand destruction is some of this is weak too, which isn't necessarily the most prevalent type of deck in the format, so you don't have to worry about it running into it at your locals. So if you want to take this deck to your locals, you want to take it to some events that you're going to be going to, go for it, try it out, have some fun. I hope you guys enjoy this deck tech. I know it's been a while since I did one. Sorry, busy holidays and whatnot. We're still on the chase for 1,000 subscribers, so please tell your friends, tell your fam, tell the Scrub fam, get the Scrub fam. We need more Scrub soldiers. Scrub fam, all men, women, and children are eligible to be a part of the Scrub fam. So get them. But anyway, that was me. That was another video. This is another deck profile. Again, Scrub fam is best fam. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please put comments down below what you thought of this. If you thought this was trash, garbage, it's whatever. I'm cool. I can take feedback. I've been brewing decks constantly, so my mind may be melting, but who cares? But anyway, if you're going to be in Vegas, let me know. I'll see you there. We can do Vegas things, or we can do Dragon Ball Super things. But otherwise, again, thank you guys again for subscribing. I appreciate all the subscribers. And shout out to Team Death Note. They're on the chase for 300 subs. They're doing giveaways. Check out their channel. I love Team Death Note. They're amazing people, amazing guys. They, just put up a really cool Bionic Mecha Frieza deck that, and they have a New Year's resolution to win, I believe, Richmond ARG. So follow them. They're really good guys. Have good content. And, of course, Hermit Style Gaming. Make sure you check them out, too. They're coming out with more content, as we continue to ramp up going into this year. And we have a new set dropping. And we have, oh, man. We have the new pseudo color, which is not really color, it's colorless, but we don't know what it is yet, because maybe there is different stuff. Yeah, that Mass Saiyan is gonna be really good. So it's probably gonna go into every deck, at least 1 to 2 or 3 copies. So that card's insane. The Gotenks is really good too, but I'm more so a big fan of the Bardock, or Mass Saiyan, sorry. But those cards are insane. So yeah, if you want me to do a video on those, you can put that in the comments too. Otherwise, fam, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for sticking by me. Scrub fam is best fam. Okay, bye.